Now, what's happening, good people? What's going on with you? Welcome to Reality Check on a Wednesday. Yes, indeed. It is Wednesday afternoon. My name is Gerard Stevens. Glad to have you as the company, and we got to act nice because we got company. I was waiting for you to say, who is it going to be?
Who is it going to be? Who is the company?
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this part of town because he only comes see us every blue moon, but I'm glad he is back because I just saw him, this past weekend?
This past weekend, yes, sir.
Troy Sawyer in the building. What's
I'm in
going
the building.
on?
I'm feeling awesome.
How you doing, bro?
Feeling great and tired and busy.
At
but
the
it's
same
a good
time?
tired and busy.
So your crew, all the young ladies, all the men and women that work with you, y'all been doing some big things. And I know that because I just saw you at Dillard.
Right.
Well, how many young ladies?
So they had probably about 22.
Let me make sure I rephrase that. The ladies that play with you. Yeah, get you in no trouble, bro.
Yeah, you have to really be specific.
Yeah, be specific these days.
got
Somebody be
to.
waiting for me to say something. Next thing you know, you be in the news calling me up, telling me, bro, why you do me like that, man? No, but these young ladies who are playing trumpet with your group and your nonprofit, you work with the 501c, which is Girls Play Trumpet 2.
Girls play trumpets with an S.
Trumpets.
Too. Because they have many types of trumpets.
Right.
And a lot of people say, okay, they'll miss that S because grammatically it's trumpet without an S, right? And so I added the S because it sounded better to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have different types of trumpets. We have a B flat trumpet, we have a C trumpet, we have a pocket trumpet,
Right.
the flugelhorn, cornet. Yeah, all types of trumpets.
Last time I saw you, y'all were playing in the Lower Ninth Ward. Was that Musicians Village?
Yes.
Where you played
No,
in the
Upper Ninth
auditorium?
Ward.
It's in the
So
auditorium.
you talking about at the park or?
In the auditorium. It's an auditorium over there. I don't know the
Oh,
name.
you talking about at the Ellis Marcellus Center for
That's
Music.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. In the Musician
Excellent.
Village.
Excellent.
Thanks, yeah.
Who was the 19-year-old young lady?
Lady
y'all call her
Satch.
Satch?
Lady Satch.
Bad, boy.
Yeah, straight from New Orleans.
I was sitting back out because, I got some chops. I told you I used to play.
Right.
But I sat back on that one. I was like, I can't play.
Oh, yeah. She went in that night, and then I always tell her that you have to rock your soul. That's the name of my album, and it became a movement. And, you constantly trying to find your voice. And
Right.
so I said, you have to find your voice, and don't be scared to say what you got to say. So that particular night, she really
She
went
let it
in. And I
roll.
told her, I said, yeah, you're on the next level now.
And the young lady, she had to be every little bit of maybe 9, 10 years old. That
She
sang.
is.
She sang.
Oh, yeah, she's 7.
7?
She's 8.
8?
Yeah, she just turned 8.
Bad.
Oh, yeah. We have a lot of talent.
Oh, bro.
New Orleans has a lot of talent in general, but
And
in this group, Girls with Trumpets too, we have so much talent.
yeah, I was really impressed, really impressed. Because when I was coming up as a boy, I was introduced to the trumpet, cornet, French horn, all of those different horns, learning treble clef, bass clef, the whole deal.
Mhm.
And then when it was time for me to play, I was scared as hell, number one. Then number two is you got to have the chops to
Right.
be able to play. But you've been doing this for how long?
For over, let's see, about 30 years, 20-something to 30 years. I lost count.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you stick with it? This is your gift. This is what your love is.
Yeah,
What
so
is it?
I picked up the trumpet in 4th grade, and I felt like that was my voice because I played the violin before that.
Okay.
And then I come from a musical family, so I was always around music. And my cousins that played music would always encourage me to keep doing it. It wasn't until when I went to the Satchmo Jazz Camp that I was inspired to take it to the next level and pursue it.
Now, the Satchmo Jazz Camp is what?
The Satchmo Jazz Camp, it was started in 1996. And it was all of us that you hear about, Big Sam, Trombone Shorty, all of us, John Baptiste, all of us, we were at this particular camp. And there was this man named, a musician named Cecil Taylor,
Uh-huh.
avant-garde pianist. And he came in the room, he said, jazz is all about self-expression. No one can teach you how to express yourself. There's no such thing as a bad note or a wrong note. And everybody looked around at each other like, oh yeah, we felt empowered. So everybody stand up and stood up one at a time and expressed themselves. I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to play jazz and play this trumpet.
When do you know though? And I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but
Mm.
when do you know when you are teaching either a class, individual, young girl, young boy, whoever?
Hmm.
When do you know they got it? That's the one.
That's
Got
it.
it. Got it.
Like they have
They got that
have
thing.
it,
They got that thing.
That thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you know
When
that?
they move me in the way of something you just can't teach,
Yeah.
right? That passion, just the natural ability to do certain things that you just cannot teach. And if you teach it, some people may not ever get it.
Would that
because
be
they
like?
just
Would that
cannot-
be like Satch? Would that be like her?
So Lady Satch has
She
something.
got it.
She got it. She got it.
Because
And
I
so
said
she-
that and
and
I said
she,
she got it.
And the thing is that she always felt like she had to be extra better than the people around, because she was around nothing but young men playing the instrument. She was the only girl playing the trumpet. And so she felt like she had to prove herself. And so I told her, you're past the state of proving. Now it's all about improving.
Mm.
And so she goes to Berklee College of Music. She's
Okay.
going into her senior year. And we actually had a meeting with her virtually, because while she's away, she still chimes in virtually. And then when she is out of school, during the summertime, during the break, she comes in town and she's one of our trumpet instructors. So it's great to have her a part of Girls with Trumpets too, because she's like the big sister of the organization. And the young ladies that are younger than her really look up to her and inspire them to keep going. Because one thing is that they have a lot of young ladies in New Orleans that play in these marching bands, and they just stop after a certain point because they don't see themselves enough doing it professionally, especially coming out of New Orleans. They don't really have too many professional female trumpet players coming out of New Orleans, born and raised from here.
Right. I think the only time that I really saw a core of young ladies playing trumpet was at St. Mary's.
Yeah, with the original Pinet's Brass Band.
And right.
Yeah.
And I saw them. I think I saw them. Where I saw them at. They were playing one night at a club, and I was like, "What the hell?" I had never seen them before,
Right.
and I was amused. Well, amused is not a good word. I was inspired
Right.
to see them and how they play. And bro, when I tell you they did a set, they did a continuous set for about an hour
Mm-hmm.
and did not break. And I was like, they ain't not gonna get no water or take a breath or something. No,
I remember seeing them as a little boy. You know, they've been in existence for a minute, for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, the one of the original members of band leader, Christy, she hit me up on the phone the other day to see if Girls with Trumpets 2 can play with them for one of these festivals. So we're trying to work that out. Hopefully we can make it happen. But that would be very historical for them to come together. And believe it or not, original Pinet's Brass Band gave us our first donation.
Wow.
The band leader came to the program. I think it was like our second or third class in the beginning, because we're going on our third year.
Okay.
So that first year, she came maybe the second or third class and talked with the girls and inspired them. And she said, I'm not a trumpet player, but she's a drummer. She said, but I understand for us being a woman in this industry as a musician. And so she was giving that perspective and inspiring them to keep doing it.
Do they understand though that their musical talent, that drive, them learning that instrument, could take them all over the world? Do those young ladies understand that yet?
Oh, they understand it. They understand it. Yeah, because one thing is that I teach them about the history of professional female trumpet players and professional trumpet players in general. But we specifically look for those professional female trumpet players past and present, because I feel like they're hidden figures in the world.
Right.
And we need to highlight them, because they have a lot of women that people don't know about that play the trumpet and that are playing right now. And so for Leda Snow, our inspirational model, she grew up around the time where Louis Armstrong traveled all over the world as a Black woman from Chattanooga, Tennessee. And so to learn about her, and that is our inspirational model, that is like in the 1920s and the 30s, the 40s, while she was traveling around the world playing the trumpet. And so they see it, they learn about the history, which gives them that context and value. When they pick up that trumpet, they know it's bigger than just picking up the trumpet. And I feel like that is missing in the school system and in the bands in New Orleans, is that they don't teach them the history. I went to Donaldsonville because we have Girls with Trumpets in Donaldsonville.
Okay.
So I spoke at one of the high schools in Donaldsonville. And it was in the band room. and those are kids that are part of the band. I asked them, "Have you ever heard of Louis Armstrong?" They never heard of Louis Armstrong.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
How did not going?
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
How
exactly.
you not going?
And then I'm like, okay, what's going on? But it goes back to the parents and the teachers teaching our kids the history, because even in the school system, they're not going to learn everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can't put everything on the teachers and on the administration and staff at a particular school. We have to take accountability as parents, as people in the community, to teach and guide them, because, you know, it's a village.
How does a parent come to you and say, my daughter wants to learn how to play, and what do you do? How does that work?
I say, sign her up.
You
Girls
don't,
play
you don't
trumpets
never, you
too.
don't never, you just try them out and say,
Yeah.
nah, we'll see.
So when I decided to do Girls Play Trumpets too, you know, I had that fear factor, like, am I going to get a girl? Am I going to get some girls
Right.
to be a part of this program? But we had 8 girls in the beginning. They were all beginners. And now we have 4 of those 8 that are still rocking with us. So the 4 founding members still rocking with us, and they are now advanced players.
Okay.
So now we have 3 skill levels. We have beginner, intermediate, advanced.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, we just had beginners.
Right.
And so I accept everyone. If you want to learn how to play the trumpet, come on to Girls Play Trumpets too. You'll learn how to play the trumpet.
I was so inspired because, well, when you were in Dillard this weekend, I mean, the young ladies rock, boy. They did their deal.
Yeah.
And when I was there with the sheriff, and she was so intrigued. This was the second time that I was with her to see, because we were over when you all did y'all's concert over at Musicians Village. Right. And that's her second time seeing them, and she was like, you know what we want to do? Yeah. It's like, yeah, let's do it. And that was the surprise I was telling you about earlier this week that we were going to do. So I want to let you know that we ordered for any young lady that is coming to you and may have some mom or somebody may have some financial issue. Mom or dad have financial issues and they want to have their own trumpet. We went and bought a trumpet.
Oh, that's amazing. That's what I'm talking about.
So we went and bought a trumpet, and we're donating it for that little girl that wants to come and say, I want to play, but I just don't have the instrument yet.
Right.
So we want to give it to you. So we
Appreciate
had to
that.
order it. It hadn't come in yet, but the minute that it comes in, I'm going to make sure you get it.
That's all love. That's all love.
So that is important.
Instruments are expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, man, they add up.
We wrote a good check today. We wrote a good check today. But it's worth it.
Yes, it is.
It is worth it. And I just want to know, you know, to you, to your folks that work with you, and to everything that y'all do, man, congratulations, because it seems like the momentum is really picking up.
It's picking up.
It is?
It is. It's picking up. We're actually going to be doing a national show coming up.
A national show?
Yeah, to get the story out there more. They want to do a story on me and Girls Play Trumpets too. So that's coming in a few. And it's just that people have never seen this before around the world. So, and it's a global issue of women and girls being discouraged from playing brass instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have testimonials from various women that call me up like, I love what you're doing, because I remember my band director told me that instrument is for boys. That instrument is a masculine instrument. Go play a flute. Go play a clarinet. Go play the piano or the string instruments, you know? And so it is a program that's needed globally, because we've been doing the culture exchange in Belize.
Whoa.
We're doing the culture exchange in Tanzania. There's a school called Umoja, and in those places, they're African drum based. So they haven't been exposed to Western wind instruments. So
they have not been exposed.
They haven't been exposed to Western. If you go to those places, you will not see trumpets all over the place. You know, like New Orleans, we're known for brass, right? You're gonna see brass instruments.
So this is the only place in the world. This is the only place in the world you can be walking down on Canal Street and see somebody with a sousaphone and a tuba walking down the street.
Exactly. So, you know, we take a lot of things for granted, but like other people from other places, they look at that like, wow, that's amazing to see those type of instruments just walking down the street with someone. So we're global. We're gonna be all over the world.
Speaking of that, I actually was when we were over at the place today. We went over to Guitar Center. They got a store within Guitar Center that has brass instruments. It sells the trumpets, cornets, the saxophones, and all that.
Right.
And I was talking to the lady, and as I'm walking out, because I told her what I was getting ready to do, and she was like, okay, cool. Oh, and by the way, what's the young man's name? I said, you talking about Troy? She said, yeah. Does he teach? I said, yeah, he's the teacher of this thing. So she wanted to write your name down, and she's more than likely going to give you a call. I'm just telling you this all in advance because I told everything. I ain't hold nothing back. I was like, he teaches all them girls. She said, really? Because we're looking for a teacher over here.
So, well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I mean, you may have the music.
Look,
the
I left the
music
classroom for a reason.
You might
But no,
have the
there's a
music
private
store.
lesson. So, one thing is that I do give private, because everyone asks me, what about the boys? I still give private lessons to the boys and to anyone that wants private lessons. And so, like, my time is so busy.
You
and
ain't
so
got
if I get some time, I can give you some lessons. But that's why I have trumpet instructors that have more time than I do, to where they can actually do those.
And she may be calling you up.
Yeah. So I can
so you can give them
connect
her
with someone else. Yeah.
But on another level, what you got going? Because you got some other stuff going too.
Oh yeah. Well, I dropped my album called Rock Your Soul, and my band is called Troy. So in the Elements with a Z.
So I know you brought a cut for me to play.
So I don't even know if y'all have it queued up.
Did you bring it, bro? You ain't bring it, did you?
Yeah, I forgot the album, man. But you always could pull it up
You ain't bring
online.
You ain't bring nothing.
I had it in my truck and I took it out, because one thing with the vinyl.
Hold on a minute, bro.
Vinyl.
I just need to look at your other bro.
I looked in my back seat. I forgot to bring, because the one thing is with the vinyl, you can't leave it in the vehicle, especially it's so hot in New Orleans, humid. And so I have to take it out, and then I forgot to bring it back.
Do you do like, in stores where people can go and come meet you?
So that's why, look, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this.
So you don't treat yourself like you were famous and nothing, huh? What's up?
No.
Bro.
So look, I'm about to tell you, this is what's going on. All right? Tomorrow, we've been doing a vinyl release pop-up tour.
I'm laughing at you still, but I ain't finished. But go ahead.
I got you, though. You got your special copy.
Nah, bro. I want to make sure that people get a chance to come meet you.
All right. So, okay, you guys come out tomorrow at the Dewdrop Inn. We have the vinyl release. I will be signing.
What time?
From 5 to 8 at the Dewdrop Inn Thursday from 5 to 8. Y'all come out. You get your vinyl signed, and it's a limited edition. This is before we release it to the public.
And ain't nobody doing vinyl like that they used to. So.
And this is our third one, and vinyl is selling fast. Like, everyone wants vinyl right now.
Hold that thought. Don't go nowhere. We got to take a break here real quick. I'm going to talk to you off the air about, about you being famous and stuff. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Yeah.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month, we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise. Orleans.
New Schools for New Orleans is committed to celebrating the hardworking teachers of New Orleans Public Schools. Join us at the 4th Annual NOLA Teacher Fest, sponsored by the All-State Sugar Bowl New Orleans Teacher Community. The NOLA Teacher Fest is happening Friday, May 2nd at Champion Square from 4 to 7 p.m. The fest is open to teachers, paraprofessionals, deans, coaches, counselors, and other school support staff. Visit our website to learn more and RSVP, www.newschoolsforneworleans.org.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
Sounding good.
Hey.
Sounding good. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just tuning in, he is famous. Even though he don't be acting like it. Troy Sawyer is in the building.
I'm in the building.
And this is your new release.
Yes, I released that in 2023, actually. So the vinyl just came out. You know, it takes time for vinyl to be produced.
Ain't that something how that just turned back around and came back?
Yeah.
Because it was vinyl, then it was, what was, cassettes,
yeah,
vinyl, CDs.
Yeah.
And then
streaming.
We
now it's back
started,
to the vinyl.
Now it's back to vinyl, and it looks like vinyl costs more than just trying to get the streams together.
Yeah, so they have so many people that don't have record players, but they want that vinyl.
Yeah.
To collect it, and that inspires them to get a record player.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you put this together? What was the inspiration behind your new release? What was it?
So everyone had been asking about where's my album. So it took some time to really put it all together. Now I recorded something a couple of years ago, and I wasn't feeling it. And I feel like this album represents my journey, represents where I'm from. Mm-hmm. And it's my first album. It's my debut album. And then...
Wait a minute. This your first one?
It's my first one. I've put out singles. I played with so many people. I recorded with so many people. But this is my first album.
Really?
First one.
I heard you on something. I was like, that's Troy. I know that's Troy.
Yeah. You heard me on some stuff. I'm out there, but for it's my album, you know, that tells a story. The album
I be lying
tells
when
a
people
story.
tell me, they were like, who is that? I said, that's my boy. I be lying. They were like, you know him? I said, it's Troy. Yeah, that's my boy. I just want you to know today we taking pictures, and just in case anybody want to know that's my boy, I'm going to say, see my boy?
Yeah, man. Troy and Steve go way back. That's what we do. That's what we do. We into this music from the beginning.
Yeah. Babies and pacifiers.
You already know.
So when I thought about it, I said, when I heard something you were playing on, and I knew that was you automatically.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, that's good because that's one thing Clyde Kerr Jr., our trumpet teacher over there at NOCA, he would tell us that you have to develop your own sound.
Yep.
So if someone
your sound
hears
is different.
Yeah.
From a Herb Albert, because he plays a different horn anyway. Because he plays what, flugel? Is he playing flugelhorn? He ain't playing trumpet. You're playing something. I don't know if it's cornet.
I play the trumpet.
You're straight trumpet.
B-flat trumpet. Yeah.
Okay. But I think Herb Albert was playing the flugelhorn. Somebody else was playing something else. But when I heard you, I was like, that's Troy. I know that's you.
That's good because that's why I've been striving for my own sound. It's like that's what you say.
You didn't think you had your own?
Well, I know I have my own sound.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I've been saying, but I was trained and like inspired to find my own sound when I was small.
Okay.
When when the other people were basically transcribing other people's solos and trying to sound like someone else, I would take people's ideas that I liked and incorporate into mine, but still trying to find my own sound and my own approach.
What has this inspiration of music, where has it taken you? Where have you been?
All over the world.
Really?
From Spain to France to Mexico to New York City to California, all over the world. So, music, especially coming out of New Orleans and being a trumpet player, you go to Europe, they're gonna roll out the red carpet because I feel like they see me as Louis Armstrong's son.
That's what I'm talking
You
about.
know, yeah, they can roll out the red carpet. That's why. So in New Orleans, we give quality music away for free all the time to where
Ain't that
people don't
something?
want to pay for it. It's
Right.
like, okay, $5 cover charge, $5.
Right.
What?
Right.
You go elsewhere, they'll pay $50,
$50,
$100,
$100,
$150 to see
right.
some quality music because the soul that we have and the spirit that
Did
we have
Louis
in music and
Armstrong say
talent.
the same thing when he left?
Yeah.
Because he said the same thing that in other parts of the world,
Yeah, they appreciate it more and
they
they're gonna pay for
appreciate
it.
it more, and they'll
They're gonna
pay for it. You can make a living doing
Yeah.
that.
Is Louis Armstrong buried in New Orleans? No, he's not for
No.
a reason. It's multiple reasons. But, you know, when you travel and move somewhere and more people show you love than your hometown,
Mm-hmm.
and then, you know, for his racism was very prevalent
Yeah.
in your face. You know, it still exists, but it was more in your face where he came back to New Orleans and he had to go through the kitchen to perform. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like, what?
Right.
And I go to Europe and they treat me like a king.
Right.
Elsewhere, they treat me like a king. And so, you know.
So what make him? And maybe I throw this one to you too. What made you come back? What makes you say I'm gonna stay right here?
So you know what? That's a good question because before Hurricane Katrina hit, I was in Spain. It was a 2-month tour in Spain, 7-city tour. My first gig in Spain was in Pamplona. I did the Running with the Bulls concert. It was amazing. Oh man, amazing. I love Spain. So when we were headed back to New
So
Orleans,
you did Running with the Bulls, or you?
No,
was
I
there
didn't do
for-
it. No, we had to leave. We had to leave.
Man,
We had
what
to
were you
leave.
doing?
yeah. And you know what? It's like with the Running with the Bulls, I didn't understand the concept.
I still
Right?
don't.
So this was my understanding, is that when the Africans took over Spain, you know, we have the Moors. And so the black bull represents the Africans that took over Spain. Then the Spaniards basically took it back over and killed a lot of Africans. Africans were ousted out of Spain. And so the black bull represents the Africans. So they're running after the black bull to basically kill the black bull, which represents the Africans. So it's symbolism involved with the whole thing of running with the bulls. And in our hotel room, they had a bunch of white boys from Texas with cowboy hats. I'm like, what are they doing down here?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so, but the Running with the Bulls people, you talking about Bourbon Street? Man,
Right.
Pamplona is on the whole nother level. You know, Europe, they started
Right.
that.
Right.
They started
Right.
it. Like, we're new. We're a baby. America's a baby to them. And so, had a great time.
Did you stay for it, or you?
No,
had to leave?
we had to go to a different city. So that was our first gig, and then we had to hop on a tour bus and go to another city. And so, you know, on our way back to New Orleans from Spain, Hurricane Katrina was on his way.
Oh wow.
My plan was
Wow.
to move to New York because I felt like my sound and the music I wanted to create would be more accepted in New York versus in New Orleans, where people want to hear the same traditional stuff. That's what I felt. And
Look at John.
yeah.
John Baptiste.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
same thing.
right.
Same thing with him.
Yeah.
He developed his gift and his natural instinct of diversifying.
Yeah, just creating
Right.
with no shackles on your feet and your
None.
hands. It's
None.
like, I'm just going to create and do what I want to do. You cannot put me in the box and say, I'm a jazz musician. I'm a funk musician. I'm an R&B musician. I'm a gospel musician. That's how I am. Is like, I just create because I've been exposed to classical, jazz, all the types of music. So whatever comes out of me comes out.
Right.
But so Katrina was on his way. I decided to evacuate. I evacuated to Crowley, Texas, by my auntie house, and my cousin, her son, turned out to be, now people know him as Leon Bridges.
Okay.
So I remember he was like, "Cuz, like, music took you all over the world. You just came from Spain." Well, yeah. So I could tell that inspired him. His wheels were spinning. Then he wound up getting signed to Columbia, and then boom, his career blew up. But then I went to University of Texas in Arlington. The best trumpet player there was a woman. We became cool, and by me being from New Orleans and being on that campus, University of Texas in Arlington, I was like a superstar on the campus because I'm a trumpet player from New Orleans. So I'm in the music department. Everyone's like, "Oh, we got a trumpet player from New Orleans." I had people outside of my practice room listening to me.
Wow.
It was crazy.
I mean,
It was
but
so much love, though.
They haven't heard that sound.
Yeah, right. You know, New Orleans musicians are just known all over the world.
Fionn Coley, who's a friend of mine. She's also the manager for Fantasia.
Okay.
And Fantasia came down here a couple of years ago,
Right.
and did Zulu. She did it at at the.
And she got some musicians from down here that play in the band.
But what's
I remember
happening
I
with
heard
her
that.
is that she never heard. She got on stage, and they hit that second line beat,
Right.
and she was so intrigued by it. She's like, I just have never heard that type of
Rhythm.
funk coming
Yeah.
out of, and she said, y'all do what y'all do, and the guys that were in her band were from here,
Mm-hmm.
and they took over. And next thing I know, she was on stage, buck jumping, twerking, and a couple other things on there.
Yeah.
But she said she had never heard that type of funk
Right.
that had come out of New Orleans.
Yeah, it's unique, man.
And
It's
she
unique.
comes back every year almost. And
Uh-huh.
you remember last year she was here for Thanksgiving for Bayou Classic. on
Yeah, I
the field.
remember that. I remember that.
So, but one
Yeah.
of the things too.
But from that point,
Yeah.
from going to UTA, I went to New York State in Spanish Harlem for a minute.
Okay.
And then I decided to come back because I felt like it was my responsibility to come back to rebuild my city. And I don't like to be forced away.
Mhm.
I don't like to be forced to do anything, actually.
Right.
So I was
if you're
forced.
leaving, you want to leave on your own.
Yeah, I was forced away.
Right.
And then I saw how my people were devastated. People died, and I was like, I got to go back to New Orleans. So that's what inspired me to come back to help rebuild. There were no gigs.
Right.
I'm on a roof. I'm doing roofing jobs. That's what made me appreciate playing the trumpet.
Wow.
Because I'm on the roof. I'm shaking.
Right.
I'm not made to be a roofer.
Yeah, you, me, and nobody.
Yeah, like I appreciate cats
That
on the
sun-
roof
that
even
sun
more
coming
so,
down beating
man.
on you, boy.
Oh man! And one time it was storming, and I'm shaking. I'm not nervous. I'm like, no, man, this is not for me.
I know people used to tell me I got on the roof before. They were like, "Gee, I thought you was light skinned." Not no more. Not no more.
Yeah, but from that point on, man, God has blessed me, and I feel like God blessed me for never giving up, pursuing my purpose. And so I was one of the youngest homeowners in the Musicians Village, and got a lot of attention. And that's when I put my own band together, Troy Sawyer Trio, which I was performing every Wednesday night at King Bolden's, which now is called Bar Tonique on Rampart.
Mhm.
And so that's what started me out as the band leader, stepping out as a band leader to develop my sound and develop my band sound.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, it's just been growing and growing. Now it's Troy Sawyer and the Elements. Now I have like about 8 or 9 people in the band.
So you still gigging all over?
Yeah. So I'm going to be at French Quarter Fest next Friday.
Okay.
I'm opening up the Abita stage from 11:30 to 12:30.
If you need a hype man, I'm right
Oh,
here,
bro,
Brian.
you already know. I need you. I need
I'll
you.
be right there, ladies and gentlemen. Get up off of your feet.
Oh man.
Don't get off of your hands and off your, get off your feet. We need you floating on this one. Yes, indeed. But
And so with that particular gig, we're going to have a special guest come through. Girls for Trumpets too is a special guest. I'm just like,
Really?
Yeah. But don't tell anybody.
they going to play?
Yeah, they're going to close out the show with me.
We ain't gonna tell nobody. We
yeah,
are
don't
not
tell
gonna tell
anybody.
nobody.
Don't tell anybody. So, so yeah, hopefully they come through.
Man,
And show out.
What day are you on?
So that's Friday.
You're on Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bring them out probably towards the end and close out the show. Like we did this. It had never been done before at Gentilly Fest.
So I'm gonna invite you to do something here. Right, this is on my mind.
Okay.
I want to make a promise to you. I don't know when because it's gonna be on your time, but it's gonna be during my show. If you want to do it, I'd like for you to bring the girls over here.
Oh yeah.
Let's put some chairs down.
Yeah.
Let's move this out the way, and let's do a live concert on the air with the girls.
Let's do it.
I'm serious.
Let's do it. And then you know what? It'll be awesome. And we thought about this before. If they could come in here and just express themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
it's
don't just have to play. They can talk.
yeah. They could talk about the experience because
Yeah.
it's great to hear that.
Right.
Because we have our reflection time where they tell us how they feel in that particular time. But like to hear what the trumpet has done for them and
Right.
why they decided to join Girls Play Trumpets too. I want to hear more of that and give them more platforms for
Let's
them
do
to
it.
express themselves.
Let's do it.
in that manner.
And look, and
Yeah.
I'll get out the way,
Yeah.
and this will be your show, and let you.
Oh,
'cause
no.
they-
I want to just listen.
No, because they feel comfortable with you talking to you. I'm gonna be somebody new. I want
No,
them to be
because
able
with
to
me,
express themselves.
I'm their teacher, right? I'm the leader of it.
So you the
I'd
hammer
rather
on 'em.
someone else. I think they would be more comfortable with someone else asking them questions that they don't know, and they could be more free.
Right. Because we talked about Satchmo, but there was another young lady in there. She's
Oh,
tall.
yeah, Bella. So Bella just graduated from NOCA. She goes to the New School of Music, and she's promising too. She has something that you cannot teach.
She was bad. Too.
Yeah.
When I say bad, I mean they can play.
Bad meaning good.
Them girls right there, they got a future doing this.
And they push each other when they come together. You know, in jazz we say share. So they share together, and they're working it out. And like, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And it's just amazing to see that.
I love the fact that they were both watching. They were watching and listening to the song, but they were watching each other and watching what they were doing, looking at their.
If you notice that all of the girls do that.
Yeah. I mean, I did it.
They're checking out everybody.
But I think other musicians do that anyway.
Yeah, that's what we do. Like checking them out. Okay, I hear you. I hear what you're doing.
Because the entire time that she was playing, I was actually sitting in the audience doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me trying to figure out what note was that. Okay, so I know C, D, E, B, A.
Yeah.
And so I know the scale, but I'm also looking and trying to see. But that's just from years of playing an instrument.
Right.
And I was listening to some of her notes, and I was like, how she hit that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then she did that riff. I was like, ooh, that's nasty. That's nasty. Instead of clapping, I'm sitting there, snapping fingers. I was like, ooh, that was nasty.
And we recorded the whole show, so a live recording might be coming out in the soon. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're giving a lot of nuggets here today.
So y'all because I feel comfortable right now. Certain people, when I get this out of me, you making me spill all the tea like this.
Hold on, bro. Let me get you a drink.
Drink Champs about to turn to Drink Champs.
Let me get you a drink in here, brother. Need a cigar?
Well, you know what? We should do that for bringing in the new year. Come
on.
Just have a few bottles.
Hey,
pop them. Pop the bottles. We're going to celebrate the new year.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's do it. We're going to put that in the books. Put that in the books, Amy. Yeah.
So we have to look at these young ladies as our future stars. But I'm giving you kudos, and I know I've done it before, and I'm going back to it again. I know I'm making you feel, if I made you feel uncomfortable today, it's because I called you a star.
Yeah.
Why? Why make you feel uncomfortable because I call you a star, bro?
Well,
when
I
you
say,
don't look at yourself in that way?
Oh, no, I do. I feel as though I am special.
Yeah.
I do shine.
Okay.
I do shine bright.
I'm like, I don't want to call you sunshine because that would be the wrong thing to call you right now, bro.
But you know what? Like my dad was always telling me, rest in peace. His birthday is actually Friday, and our event is tomorrow. So we're going to celebrate his spirit. My auntie, rest in peace to her. She just passed away about a week ago.
My condolences.
Yeah, man. But my auntie, she represented joy and happiness. She would always tell me that she was proud of me. She was like, you're handsome, you representing the family, keep doing. She would always crack jokes. And so she lived a life, man. And that's why when I found out that she had passed on, I was like celebrating because I know she's
That's a
happy.
celebration. Right.
Yeah, I know she's happy. Like, some people want to pretend like, someone pretend and then say, I really feel that. And she moved me in a way to where I'm inspired to keep doing it. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
she looking down and saying, that's my boy right now.
I know.
Yeah.
With a Colt 45.
A 40?
Yeah, you already know, man.
Not a big can, just a big 40.
But my dad would always tell me, you're blessed and you keep doing it. He would always give me points. I remember one time I was playing at the Zulu Lundigraf Fest.
Okay.
My first time. So trumpet player that inspired me to do what I do is Wynton Marsalis. So checking him out as a kid and playing, and I wound up playing with him and opening up for his band. I felt like I was trying to model him, And then my dad was like, you're not even moving around with the trumpet, man. You got to get loose. And then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I got to be myself. I got to rock my soul. So he will give me feedback like that because we come from a musical family on both sides. My dad's side of the family, the more vocalists.
Okay.
My mom's side of the family, more instrumentalists. And so I get both sides of that. And so I do my thing and I rock. I rock the crowd.
Man,
I rock the crowd. I got to rock the crowd. Yeah, I rock the crowd.
You're doing your deal.
Yeah. So and that's how I am. But yeah. So another thing is that when people say stars and stuff, I tell the girls this. I said, everyone is a superstar. Everyone is a star. You know why I say that?
I'm not even. I just looked the other way. But go ahead. Let me
Edward Kid Jordan, one of our teachers, he would always say, the only stars I see are in the sky. And so once you put people above you, you're always going to be below them. And so I always say, yeah, we all the stars. We would shine differently, though.
So that was their analogy. Now let me give you, let me give you mine.
Yeah.
I called you a star, and I say that you're a star because stars rise whenever it's getting in. Whenever there is darkness, the light is the star, but that star rises at night. And what I see is a star here that you still rising, man. And I don't even know if you really understand that your future is a whole lot brighter than what you may be looking at now. You've done great work, and you're doing great work, but I see something else. Yeah. And I think that that's going to be, you're going to look back and you're going to say, I need that interview. And you're going to come back and you're going to be like, well, you was right. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, something is going to break other than what you're doing now. And you're going to be like, dang, who would have ever thunk that my auntie and my uncle would have saw what they saw? Because they saw it too. Yeah. They say keep doing what you're doing for a reason. Not just because you represent your family and representing those folks from here, but there's something, Troy, that you're offering right now that I saw it. I saw it immediately. I said, this dude has no. So I talked to one of my friends over at CBS News. Yeah. Begno. You ever heard of Begno? He actually does all the stuff. Yeah. He actually is from Louisiana. So he's actually wanting to talk to you about doing a story about what you're doing here to put on national news. Right. Yeah. I don't know if you knew, but because I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you for a reason. I didn't tell you for a reason. Yeah. And because I don't like them making those promises and then renege on them. Yeah, right. So because I don't even know that's the same person, but you remember Damon knows before I got on the stage for French Quarter Fest 2 years ago, CBS Morning News hit me up about doing like a big story on female professional trumpet players all over the world. Then it got etched. Xed out. Yep. I don't know what happened. Yep. But so you know what's going on, man. You got the inside info. Right? Come on, all right. But I had to wait for them to tell me. Yeah, exactly. Right. But I'm just telling you that because I just want you to know it's getting ready to happen. Right. I mean, I don't even know if you knew that. I think you big time, yes, but I think there's a whole lot more to be offered. Tell you what, let's take a break here. We'll take the break. We'll come back. Troy Sawyer in the building, y'all. More coming up next. Yeah.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
NOLA Public Schools is excited for the rest of this 24-25 school year journey with our families, watching our students dive into learning, growth, and success. As the school year continues, our dedicated educators are focused on keeping every student engaged and motivated. Let's keep embracing new challenges, celebrating achievements, and supporting each other to make the rest of this year even more impactful. Stay connected with your school and NOLA PS through our social media channels for updates and resources. We're here to help our scholars attend today, achieve tomorrow.
WBOK and LCMC Health are proud to present Keeping You Well Cafe. 60 Minutes with LCMC Health, where the doctors speak directly to the people of New Orleans. LCMC Health is committed to improving the quality of care here in New Orleans, the Gulf South, and beyond. The Keeping You Well Cafe is another way for LCMC Health to engage with the community. At the Keeping You Well Cafe, LCMC Health joins WBOK and local businesses to answer your questions about wellness and health.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Hey, Pontchartrain Park. Thanks for listening to WBOK.
right, folks, welcome back. Conversation today, Troy Sawyer. This is your debut album, correct?
Debut album.
And this cut is what?
This song is called Rock Your Soul featuring Rockin' Doopsie. And I met Rockin' Doopsie for the first time in Paris. And so he was like,
Wait a minute, he's from Louisiana.
yeah, but it was a Belle Blues Jazz Festival in Paris. So it was like a New Orleans Expo. It had Donald Harrison, the Soul Rebels. I was out there with Chuck Perkins with the Voices of Big Easy. I was playing with him. And so we were just chilling. I think the Soul Rebels were playing. And I'm like, man, I always would hear his name. And it was like, Rockin' Doopsie, you know how he looks too, you know? I said, what's going on, Rockin' Doopsie? He's like, man, what's going on? We connected, and he heard of me too. And he said, yeah, little bro, when we get back to the States, let's work on something. And so got to the States. I was like, man, I need some gigs. So I hit him up. He said, man, come through. I'm on the West Bank. So I sat in with his band. I was going to do one song, but then everybody was like loving it. So he's like, man, do another one. Wow. So I closed it out with him. And then that was all she wrote, man. That's my big brother. So like he comes through and show love. I was at the Ellis Marsalis Center because majority of the album was recorded at the Ellis Marsalis Center studio. And so when I recorded the track and the instruments, and I was like, oh man, I'm hearing Rockin' Doopsie on this. I called him up. I said, man, well, yeah, I'm hearing you on this song. He said, I'm in the city. Where you at? All right, I'm on my way. Man, came in there. He was like James Brown in the microphone booth, just getting it in. Wow. Gave me the energy, you know?
I saw him at House of Blues, and I hadn't seen. I saw him when he was younger. I ain't gonna call him when he was young or like the old or something, but I saw him when he was younger, and that had to be like 20, 25 years ago. And I had never seen somebody play the washboard.
Right.
And he was playing that thing, and the next thing I know, he was doing the split. I was like, what kind of energy? What kind of energy this man got?
This dude has so much energy. He's still doing splits.
15 years later, I saw him again, and he's playing the washboard and doing the split.
Doing the splits, man.
I was like, what kind of energy? I was like, man, I need to take some Geritol or something to do all of that.
Yeah, man.
And he does that all the time.
Right.
But listen, with you, yeah, man, I do believe that your album, if you're doing an in-store or what you are doing, correct?
So, yeah, we're going to do Peaches at the end of the tour. So we've been going to different spots. The first spot was Night Bloom around Super Bowl time on St. Claude Avenue. Then we went to one of my favorite restaurants, Soku Thai restaurant on Elysian Fields. Next spot is tomorrow at the Do Drop In. And then we may do like one or two more spots. But we're going to end the tour at Peaches Records where I'm going to perform for that one. Yeah. And it's going to be officially released to the public. So we're going with the flow. We don't have an official date right now that we can announce. But
just make sure you
tuned.
give it to me when you get it.
Yeah,
just
stay
tuned. Give it because we'll put it on.
Awesome. And if everyone can just go to TroySawyerMusic.com, you sign up to the mailing list and you get all of the updates of what's going on.
What's your favorite song?
On the album?
On the album. I know.
Oh, man, I got to think about that.
I put that on you. I just put that on you just for a minute. Just for a minute. Which one? Come on.
I will break it down to Follow Me. And the reason why I say Follow Me is the fact that when I was performing at King Bolden's and I was working out my jazz chops, playing bebop swing, and this older guy came up to me and said, man, I love what you're playing. I love your energy. He said, but you got to slow it down. Give people a little ballad. Slow it down. So that song on my album called Follow Me, it's that song where I slowed it down and really got into singing on the trumpet and taking my time and slowing it down. So Follow Me.
So this a love song, man?
People might have a couple of babies off of this one.
They're going to be calling you
I'll bring people together.
They're going to be calling you Luther Trumpet player.
But you know what? Besides that, for us, something that happened out the blue. And I didn't know that my mom was going to actually make the album. So one day I went to my mom's crib, from Uptown. She said, Troy, I want you to have this. It was a brown envelope that she gave me. She said, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be living on this earth. And I was like, oh, it just hit me. So I went home, opened it up, and she told me that she published a poem before. So she wrote the poem out on a piece of paper.
Oh, man.
And gave it to me.
Wow.
So she said, the poem is called Look at Me because she was a part of the first group of blacks to integrate LSU UNO. So her experience on that campus where white boys throwing bottles at her, like she said, one of her classmates had to actually catch a bottle from hitting her in the face. How the professors were trying to flunk and fail all the black students.
Wow.
So the things that she had to go through just to get an education. So she persevered. She left. She couldn't take it. She left there.
That's historic.
Yeah, she left there and went to SUNO, got her degree in social work and got a master's, and then she would do some stuff at Tulane, but she became a social worker at Charity Hospital.
Wow.
And so the poem represents her journey getting the education, and that they couldn't stop her from learning. She's like, look at me now. You try to stop me from learning.
And that's where the poem came from.
And that's when the poem, and I said, Mom, we have to record that poem.
Yeah.
It has to get on that album. It has to be on that album. So I brought my portable studio to her crib in my room, my old room, set it up. She came in the room, and it only took this 2 takes. The first take, she bumped the microphone. I'm like, Mom, you got to be about an inch off the microphone.
Right.
So second time, she's like, okay. Second time, from the beginning to the end.
Knocked it out.
Nonstop, knocked it out. So I went home that day and put some music, some synth behind it, and some chords behind it, and I played my trumpet behind it. And so that's the last song that you guys will hear. It's called Look at Me. So it's one of my favorites also.
That would remind me of if I had to go through the historic chambers of music, I would say that's where a lot of our young people don't know that that's exactly where rap music started. That's where it came from, where you're doing that type of poetry and having music put behind it. That's exactly where rap music came from.
Right.
And Gil Scott-Heron, all those guys back in the 60s and 70s when they started putting that together.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you to know that your mom did that? What did it mean to you? It had to have significance.
Oh, yeah. That my mom, she is the oldest girl, sibling. And so she was always taking care of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom represents the perseverance, the strength. She represents being open and taking care of other people because, she invited my cousin, I call her my sister. She is a sister. But my auntie, one of my aunties, her sister passed away a long time ago when I was a little boy. And so she took her daughter in. So like my mom she's just a caring, loving person, but she has that strength because some people may say, oh, she might have like a mean look on her face, but no, she's serious. She's gone through. Right. She has gone through a lot, and she's a social worker.
Yeah.
So she is all about helping people.
Because I am running out of time here, and I know you got other things you got to do too. Where are the girls going to play next?
So the girls are going to be performing Saturday. Where are they performing at?
Saturday at Glam U, St. Claude. They're performing at the Glam U fashion show on St. Claude Avenue.
It's a glam fashion show?
Yeah, it's Glam U. Glam U is a nonprofit organization that teaches girls female empowerment through fashion and have encouragement and to be confident in what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
And if somebody's listening right now that says, hey, well, maybe my niece, my daughter, they could do this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a starting point? Is it a date that they need to
So
be
right now, we're getting ready for festival season.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be best. But you always can reach out now. Just go to Girls Play Trumpets 2TOO.org and reach out to us so you can get more information of when we're going to start our summer program.
Mm-hmm.
And to come and do like an open house or come visit to where you can see what we do and your daughter can be comfortable and see how we rock and roll.
Let's bring them on over here. Let's bring them over here and let them do a little concert on that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do that. I don't know how many it is, but I'd love to see and let the audience hear because I've been hyped ever since my first time seeing it.
Well, you know what? They performed at the HBCU Climate Change Conference a couple of weeks ago, and Kelvin Mackey was the keynote speaker.
Mm-hmm.
After we performed, man, this dude was so hyped.
I was hyped.
He hugged me. Oh, man, he got me hyped. Oh, man, y'all are awesome.
Absolutely.
He said, don't go anywhere. So he made a $2,000 donation to Girls Play Trumpets, too. And you know what?
From the campus of...
I'm in the middle of it. And so I don't know how other people are feeling. You know, people react to it.
It hypes you up. It hypes you up.
Yeah, because I'm in the midst of
because you're right in the middle.
I'm in the middle.
Directing the whole
deal. Right, exactly. But but it's serious, man.
So we did get the trumpet. I'm gonna let you know it should be here in like 2-3 days.
Okay, appreciate it.
So it should be here then. So anybody that wants to see you perform as well, they need to come down.
And, go to TroySawyerMusic.com and check out my schedule.
Can you download? Are you on?
Yeah,
Spotify
we're on every platform. Okay. You can download the album. Well, y'all come out tomorrow at the Do Drop In from 5 to 8 to get your limited edition signed vinyl copy of my debut album. It's historical, and there's some good music on there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I do mean to start, for real, though, bro. You know, I know big things are coming. I just want to be able to say, hey, Joe. You remember me?
What's up, Steve? That's my boy Steve. You heard me?
Like, yeah, that's the wrong dude. That's the wrong dude. All right, thank you to Troy Sawyer and all the girls that are playing a part in Girls Play Trumpet 2 and all the folks. Yourself too, sir.
Damien Kennedy, my manager, development director of Girls Play Trumpets 2.
So
he's my backbone. He's the one
that
keeps me rolling and rocking and rolling.
All right, more coming up. News is next right here at WBOK.
Rock your...
From the campus of Xavier University. WBOK 1230 AM.
Go.
An Equity Media Station.
I'm Doug Davis with 4 things you should know with BIN News. President Trump announces his global tariffs on what he calls Liberation Day. Trump has maintained trading partners have taken advantage of the U.S. for decades. The president stated a 25% tariff will be placed on all foreign-made cars. New York City's black mayor Eric Adams' corruption case was dismissed after a federal judge approved the DOJ's request citing claims of retaliation during Biden's presidency over Adams' stance on illegal immigration. The NBA is looking into a finger gun gesture made by Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant. ESPN reports the 2-time All-Star was seen on television raising his arms and made a gun shooting gesture at the Golden State Warriors bench during a 134-125 loss. And comedian Dave Chappelle is hosting a show to recognize and celebrate Ohio's Haitian community this weekend. The event is planned at his YS Firehouse venue in Yellow Springs this Saturday. Musician Wyclef Jean will be in the house. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. What a show. What a show so far. Anyway, I want to thank Troy Sawyer and all the ladies. I'm telling y'all, we going to get them to come in and do a concert live on air. Y'all going to be like, we're going to try to find a way that everybody can pay admission. Da-da-da-da. I'm just joking. We're going to do it live on the air, though. But I think that'll be a great thing to happen right here at WBOK. All we need to do is just hang out and watch what happens. It's probably the only station in the city that could do something like that anyway. But anyway, got some other news that I wanted to make sure that we do and talk about. I was listening to some other stations, I'll just say it that way, that were having political conversation and as I was putting down my notes, it made me go, Well, what you mean? What you mean? It made me put down my notes, because my notes said we should have this conversation because I'm trying to put together my wording for this that does not sound so, I don't know which word to use here. Maybe it's not so direct, but there's only one way to do it. It made me really think as I was reading it made me really direct this as I'm looking and saying, okay, maybe we need to have another conversation about this. And here's what I came up with. How about that? So I need your help. 504-582-9422. I've noticed that on other platforms, on other radio stations, platforms, that we have taken a position, and I started to call Troy Henry and ask him to participate in this conversation, but I said, nah, somebody can call him and tell him I'm having a conversation. I'm not going to do it because I don't need the help to have this conversation except by you, because it's you that I need to realize what I'm talking about. Once I have this conversation, you might sit back and go, oh, yeah, you know what? That is true. So here it is. It has become bothersome to me that we have become, and I ain't talking about black folks or white folks, but I'm noticing that white folks are joining in on the conversation a little bit more than black folks are. It is interesting to me that we have become pointed in our conversation pieces to make other folks look bad when you all think that the kingdom belongs to one person, and that's not the truth. Wait a minute, Gerard, what are you talking about? I'm not talking about national news. I'm not talking about state news. I'm talking about New Orleans news. I have noticed that there have been narratives that have been set out here to make people think that just because you have money, it makes you look like you are the leader, the one that everybody's following, the one that everybody wants to say, he right and the other person wrong. That's not true at all. I think that a lot of us get into situations where we have become full of forgetfulness, amnesia-like, not thinking at all. I almost said unthinking, but not thinking at all, or sitting back and not realizing what you're saying, or just being straight up just a dick. Yeah, I said it. Well, why you say that, Gerard? I never thought the day that would come around that we as a community would ever take the trash man that has the black trucks and put him on a pedestal like he is the king of garbage, waste, and cleanliness. Hello, somebody? Is this thing on? Can you hear what I'm saying to you? I have no problem with him at all. But I'm looking at the situation and looking at how the tide has turned, as in that he's King Jesus and everybody else is beneath him. And the reason I put this out here in this perspective is the fact that y'all forgot where we came from when there was a special investigative report that was talking about this new trash and waste company in the city of New Orleans that was supposedly dumping raw sewage in the back of the bowling alley, in the pipes, in the runoff. Y'all forget that Lee Zurich and the TV station had a cameraman with him following these trucks as they were dumping raw sewage from his company behind the bowling alley in the drains. Y'all forgot about that. Okay. All right, here we go again. We have forgotten about the folks that wanted the IG, who did not do it, to investigate the fact that if you are, and at that point in time, were a vendor that was having a contract with the city of New Orleans, one of the issues of that was that you had to be a resident or had to have an office within city limits. And that was not done. And folks were complaining about it, and everybody went, uh-oh, he done messed up again. That's number 2. Number 3, we're forgetting that it was just maybe a year ago that the city of Kenner was sitting back and saying, we are suing you, and we're not paying you this money that you're charging us because you're overcharging, and that is not true. So there was some problems with the mayor of Kenner, who was saying that there's something wrong here with your billing. And you got sued. And you had Lee Zurich again putting cameras in the city of Kenner and saying that y'all were picking up garbage at locations where you won't. That was proven. All you had to do was look at the time frame and the dates as far as what time y'all picked that garbage up, and it was not being picked up. Right? You're being sued. So you had that problem. Well, here we go again. Now we're saying, oh, the mayor wanted to be elected, but yet you wanted to say in politics that during that race, that Charbonnet was not answering your questions or being on your form because you spent money to get it filmed. You dogged that young lady and made her look like she was doing something wrong because you wanted to control the politics. And you took your money and put it toward all of this fancy equipment coming from one of the television stations, hiring a production company to have a forum. Correct? Stay out of it. That wasn't your business. You wanted to have your own candidate look like. And then you went and set up a podium that she wasn't standing at because she was not participating, because she already knew who you were for. She wasn't going to jump in on your campaign, candidate campaign promise because she already knew who you were for. So who looked bad, her or the person that was putting it on that was already for one of the candidates? All right, let's go a little bit further. So today, and it's been there a couple of days, there is a news article in the paper that talks about one of the judges that ruled against you in court, Mr. Trash Man, that you got so angry that what you did was you invested or gave a whole bunch of money to one of the other candidates so that she could use that money to get advertising because you didn't like the other judge that ran against you. So in part of that article that I'm reading right now that talks about the Office of Special Counsel with the state, which prosecutes judicial misconduct, they're getting to the point where they're trying to get Judge Medley suspended without pay for something that was involving you, Mr. Trash Man, 5 years ago, and asking the commission to recommend it to be from the Louisiana Supreme Court. That was against Judge Christopher Bruno, y'all remember? But yet what I saw in this was, hey, when you're running a full city press and you're giving Judge Bruno's opponent hundreds of thousands of dollars, are you giving it to him because you want them to win? Are you giving it to him because he ruled against you in city court? He ruled against you in city court on a fight for control of a prime commercial property on Frenchman Street. It had nothing to do with Judge Medley. It had everything to do with the Trash Man getting back at the judge. And now you got the judge in trouble. She should have known better. I'm not sitting up here saying, oh, but what has come out of this in this instance is it's like Judge Medley is taking all of this by herself. No. The Trash Man was involved too. Throw the rock and hide your hand. That is what I continuously see in all of these scenarios. You get involved, you throw the rock, and you hide the hand, and then when somebody gets in trouble, they end up falling on the sword while you walk away cleanly. But I'm just trying to say, you involved in all of this crap. And why are those other folks and those other radio stations acting like you little Jesus? Because you're not. You're not. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you're trying to tell me that this man, the Trash Man, can get away with all this different stuff and his name be clean and the other folks get in trouble? Because I named about 4 or 5 things that he's been involved in and nobody has said anything. Oh, he's so great. He's so great. No, he's involved. When are you all going to act like he's involved in some underhanded bull crap and stop making it sound like he little Jesus? No, more like Jesus. George.
Bruh.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm sitting here, here on the West Bank Expressway listening to you fired up, bro. And you know what? I'm flabbergasted, bro. I'm speechless. You got me speechless. Can you believe that?
I still hear you, though. You're not speechless.
I know, but I'm like, I got to tell you, I'm speechless because my mind just locked up. With all of the stuff and all of the allegations and all of the conversations that you having, bro, I'm like, how does he even get a contract to pick up less garbage and get more money? How do the people lose? He win in your face the same accusations you pointed out on Mr. Woods about not accomplishing this, doing that, and all that nasty stuff they pointed on him, and then you give a guy a contract making more money, picking up less garbage. Like the city of Kenner was suing him for charging for stuff he wasn't doing. And all that gets swept under the rug.
Because somebody's ice is better than mine?
Bruh. I mean, you know, that's an old saying, bruh. But
somebody's
I'm
ice
like,
is colder. This is immediately somebody's ice is colder. I'm like, wait a minute. We're forgetting, and we're sitting back going like, yeah, you're doing a good job, but you know what? We want to judge other folks that look like me and you on their past indiscrepancies. And we keep judging our folks with their discrepancies in the past, but we're not judging them with theirs. Why is that? Why is that?
I'm going to go beyond the shadow government, bruh. This is a major wide, just like Mardi Gras. I told you, OT standing in the background on all of the channels, everybody within arm's reach, talking to everybody in the world, but wouldn't even give him the consideration of, how you doing, sir? Happy Mardi Gras. It is more than, this is huge, bro. This is not a conspiracy. This is a fact of racism in your face. This is white righteousness being exercised in your face.
Hmm?
How are you
If you're cussing, I'm glad your phone breaking up. So I don't know what it was, but your phone just broke up. What happened?
I'm sorry. I'm breaking up. Am I still good?
You good now?
I said I don't know how these so-called Negroes who have power, who are in positions of power, are not calling these things out. Are they that scared? Are they that afraid that the people that represent us are afraid of them to stand up and point out some of this stuff?
I don't know. I think a lot of us have gotten, amnesia when we start talking about these different issues.
They'll hold Mr. Woods to the fire because he has different political leaders. For some of them, he does things for different politicians, and their hatred is so deep that they're willing to cut off their own nose rather than stand up. Huh? They would rather sit in the background and say nothing and know all of the things you're talking about. They're knowledgeable. They're informed. They got people telling them what's going on. They know this.
Everybody know this. This ain't nothing new. This is not nothing that somebody, put into a secret chest and locked up. This has been in the news forever and a day. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did we forget all of this? I mean, no, there's nothing wrong with somebody improving their business model. There's nothing wrong in you doing a good job. I have no complaints whatsoever. But I'm just trying to get past the bull crap of, calling Troy out and having that conversation about him and talking about him. I'm like, wait a minute. And honestly, in my opinion, that's who instigated it. And that, to me, makes me say, before you throw the rock, you better know you living in a glass house too.
Man.
So, but anyway, I got to take a break, George.
Going on, bro, because you done fried me out over here, bro. If I listen to WDOK 1230 AM on my cell phone, radio next door at my neighbor house, if I ain't listen to Gerard G. Man Stevens, bro, I'm like on the reality check, Wick on the backboard, giving me black facts I need to know. Bro.
Goodbye, George. Goodbye, George.
Bro.
Goodbye, George. Goodbye. More coming up, y'all.
New Orleans, are you ready? A fresh voice in the city is here, bringing you the beats, the culture, and the stories that matter. From local music and food to real talk on what's happening in the streets, we've got you covered. Stay tapped in. Follow us on all platforms at WBOK 1230 for the latest updates and exclusive content. Your city, your culture, your news. Don't just hear about it, be about it. Follow us at WBOK 1230 now.
Connect with NOLA Public Schools. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X for the latest updates. Sign up for District Digest, our official newsletter where we share district achievements, celebrate student successes, and keep you informed about our vision of providing a high-quality education. And don't miss our school board meetings. Watch in person or live stream on YouTube. Stay informed. Stay engaged. Visit NOLAPublicSchools.com today. Again, that's NOLAPublicSchools.com.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, coming up at 6, Arnie and Carrie going to be on the radio.io. Make sure that you check them out, all right? That's at 6 o'clock this evening. Darren.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. No, I don't have amnesia, and I didn't forget. Years ago, he dumped all that raw sewer down in the lower ninth wall. I guess people forgot about that one. And after the Voodoo Fest, one of his employees opened up the drain top and dumped raw sewer down there too. And when he had his spot over there on Paris Road next to Nunez College, making a landfill out of that. I guess people forgot about that. You put Ramella's out of business. You put Jimmy Woods out of business.
I'm just looking to the point where I was like, okay, when I heard all the chatter, if that's a good word to use, that was happening on the other radio station, and then the host was sitting there sounding like, this man was little Jesus, I'm like, wait a minute. And then what even made it worse to me was the fact that you had a city council at large person and the lieutenant governor, sitting up there just, chomping at the bit saying how great it was. I'm like, you may be doing a good job now, but let's not act like there were no hiccups during your business platform, because there were. And it was detrimental to the city. And those are the things that I'm like, wait a minute, y'all didn't count against this, especially how about if we had the mayor of Kenner talking now? How about if we had him talking for Troy? What would he say? Because they in a lawsuit because they said it was charging him more than what he was really picking up. That's still going on. And then this issue with the judge, Judge Medley, I mean, he was mad at the Judge Bruno because Judge Bruno ruled against him in court. And so he wanted to get him back, to get him out of office. That's where the money came from. So it almost reminds me, and this is why I'm bringing it up, Darren. This is the reason why. Because it almost reminds me of those folks that got more money and more money and more money, to me, looking like Elon Musk is today. He took a whole bunch of money to try to make sure that the folks that were in office were not going to have what they needed instead of what he wanted, and he still lost, and other folks won. This is what it's looking like in regard to this man and his money. So I got that off my chest. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. I also got something else to say too. As of right now, on his residential areas, you got all the Mexicans on the back of your truck. You got the Mexicans all sweeping and picking garbage up in the French Quarter. And you bought the apartment complex on Carrollton and Tulane. You housing them in there, and your apartments who you recently bought, and all them people is not even legal.
I wonder what they
Did
get picked up.
anybody check that out?
I wonder what they get picked up.
Nobody, no homeland, nobody ever went after them and asked them, you legal to live over here?
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
I mean, I can go on and on now. I mean, about him. It's much more to be said. But they got people gonna take up for him to the end.
Yes, indeed. There you go. All right, Darren. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the call.
Okay.
All right, take it easy. So those were the things that made me look at this and say, oh, no, this could go two ways. It really could go two different ways. It could go two ways, and I'm tired of them other folks playing into it. Because this is a game that has, this ain't one way. This is not to one way. This is not a one-way street where you can buy whatever you want to buy, put as many TV commercials as you want on to say how good of a job you're doing. Wow, good for you. Good for you. And I hope that everybody understand why I thought it was important to do that and to say what I said, because it is important that we start looking around and stop paying attention to their narrative and make sure you know the truth. So that you know the truth. Now, okay. Let's talk about a couple of things. The mayor has taken a moment and said, I'm going to appeal denial of the restraining order against Ambrose over the photos. That's number one. And then the other part about it, I want to make sure that we put up in here that she has also said, I want to make sure that we put in this legal piece of paper to say that we should not have to pay this $10 million to the Orleans Parish School Board and throw it up against the wall and see what the courts say before this 30 days is up. I'm all for, and y'all can call me up and tell me, gee, you wrong for that. You wrong for that. Y'all can call me and tell me. I'm all for our children, teachers, principals, making sure that y'all have enough money to operate. Yes, I'm all for that. There's a part of this scenario, though, and if you notice it, it has not been discussed. It has not been treated as a major hiccup. It has been treated as something that says, oh, well, we had a major accounting error. Let's move on. That's the part that is driving me, because it wasn't $400-500. It was an accounting error of $36 million. And now I'm hearing that it has grown to be another $20 million. So we're talking $56 million. Hold on. Somebody clutch the pearls. Press the brakes. If you're like me with your money, and I'm talking about your bank account, your personal checking, your personal savings, your IRA, your 401k, your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, K. You looking cross-eyed if not just $36 million, but $36 is missing from your bank account. You looking cross-eyed. So when these folks, that there has been a major slump in trust between the constituents, the parents, and the school system, there has been a major slump in trust. When they stand up and tell me that there has been a major accounting error and $36 million is that error, I'm sorry, I'm looking for a little bit more than just a oops. Help me, somebody. I'm looking for a little bit more than, we made an error. Let's get the money from. No. Stop. Halt. Y'all moving too fast. That's the part that makes me go, error? I'm sounding like Jim Moore when he talking about playoffs. I'm looking around and saying, error? Error? And now the focus has shifted. The focus has shifted to the mayor. Madam Mayor, hold up. Can I stand in your place for a minute? You need to tell somebody to kiss your behind. What happened to the other money and ask them for an audit? How come there has not been an audit? How come the OIG, who just got his new $255,000 a year job renewed, not saying, oh, let me investigate? That's your job, dumbass. Hello? Is this thing on? Can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I don't care how many of y'all disagree with TD, disagree with some of the moves she makes or whatever. But she right. I ain't giving them $20 million. I need to know what happened to the other. How did they have that error? Y'all released the current superintendent, Miss Avis, and told her, okay, cool, we're going to pay your salary, and and it was an amicable breakup, and she's gone on. She signed her little NDA, not telling everybody what happened. But that's the people's money. Don't you think that we need to know what done happened? What had happened? What had happened was what? And right now, you can hear a rat peeing on cotton. It's quiet. Shh, don't say nothing. Tell me about this error. Who made the error? What was the accounting firm? Are they still there? Did you fire them? Did they sign off on it? With this money missing, well, we could do it. And now you're telling me that there is a major gap in funding for the schools. All right, help me with this part. How could there be, and maybe they could be in increments that, there are different payments that happen during the different types of year. Maybe something happens in the first quarter, the second quarter, whatever. But how could there be a major funding gap that's headed up by the Orleans Parish School Board, but yet when we ask you all about the money, you all tell us that y'all are the folks that display the money, give the school systems the money. Y'all don't hold the money. The money comes into you all because y'all are the state agency, but y'all distribute the money to the charter systems. So why is the school board telling me that they don't have enough money? That's interesting. But wouldn't you, and I mean, it's too quiet for me. It's too quiet. Because I would think that anybody that has control of their money, the last time that I heard that somebody made an accounting error that was $36 million was exactly that accounting firm that was doing Enron. Y'all remember that? They made that type of error during Enron, not a school system. Has that ever happened during the school system before? And how did it happen? Somebody needs to be able to explain to me the start, the middle, and the end of this issue. Not an issue of, oh yeah, we had an accounting error. What? An accounting error to me meant y'all lost $500. $36 million? Where'd it go? Who got it? Was it not there before? Did we overspend? Why? And are we asking those questions? Shedrick.
Hey, man, how you doing? Again, this is the opportunity for the mayor of this city to turn the tide, to put it back on them, and to say, all the people that y'all have investigating me, have them to investigate where the $36 million has gone, and then after you find out, then maybe we will give money. This is the time for her to shift it on the city council president and the city council vice president.
Right.
This is her time, Madam Mayor. Somebody in her office, somebody's listening.
Yeah, the city council can. They can't do that. That has to be on the school board. School board is an entity by itself, but that OIG office can do it.
Hey, man, I pray that our mayor makes the decision to finish strong. In finishing strong, this would be a golden opportunity for her to help do that. Where is $30-something million? And JP, excuse me, Council President, I want to be respectful to you. You worried about her going on a trip, but you want her to offer up $30-something million?
I'm telling you, this to me again is distraction. This is a distraction. I need to come up with something so ain't nobody looking at the $36 million. Come up with them not being able to get on, be able to fly. We're gonna stop them from flying.
Gerard, I'm sure all her trips all together don't equal $1 million, let alone 30-something million.
Right. And how much are they paying this outside attorney to stop her from taking them to court? Because he mad because she didn't veto it. And instead of, which I thought was a good move on her part, instead of vetoing it, and she just basically went over and said, I ain't vetoing nothing. I'm going to take y'all to court. And that pissed him off.
How much money are we paying as taxpayers for legal people for the city council to go against the mayor? They just lost something, whereas the independent firm said that they couldn't justify that they gave this woman's information out.
Yep.
So how much money are we losing with JP with his hard on for the mayor?
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the little pill or what did he take in. So
I mean, between JP and Lil Pint Trump, the governor, man, we in the pickle juice. You have a good one.
He said the pickle juice, bro.
We done lost the pickle, man. We in the pickle juice.
We in the pickle juice. All right, Cedric. Thank you.
All right, man.
Yes, indeed. We in the pickle juice. You done got out the whole can of pickles. We in the pickle juice. Oh Lord. But I don't think it's wrong. I really don't think it's wrong to ask the question. What happened? And can somebody get me a report? Y'all give me reports on bullcrap. On bullcrap. Why we spent this amount of money, $19,000 extra on putting first responders in a hotel while they here. We trying to save that money. Y'all trying to save $19,000, but nobody's doing a report. There's no firm investigating it. There's nothing that we can say happened with let's say there was no money missing. Let's say that there was just an error. Can somebody tell me what the error is? But just telling me there was an error is not enough for me when you're talking about people's money. $36 million, plus now you talking about we're going to stop your travel because you said we in a financial crunch. Financial crunch of traveling is nothing like $20 million. It's not the same. And I done got down to the point now where I'm like, y'all keep playing. Y'all going to make Cheetah do something that you're not hearing about. I can't say it. I can't say it. I'm trying not to say it. But election time is coming. Keep playing. Keep playing. All right, because I know he's going to be long-winded. Let's go ahead and take the break. Let's take the break because I know he's going to be long-winded. T-Bone, hold on. We're coming back in just a minute here. We'll take the break first, and then we'll come back. More in just a minute, y'all, at 504-582-9422. More coming up next.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. President Trump is calling today Liberation Day, but many Americans are wondering, liberation for who? At 4 p.m., Trump is expected to unveil sweeping new tariffs on everything from auto parts to copper and even medicine. He says there'll be reciprocal tariffs aimed at countries that have taken advantage of the U.S., but details remain fuzzy and the economic consequences as well. According to the Yale Budget Lab, the average American could pay up to $3,400 more a year if Trump's plan goes into full effect. Wall Street's already been reacting. Last quarter, the S&P 500 saw its worst performance since 2022, and consumer confidence just hit a 12-year low. While Trump claims this will fund tax cuts and bring back manufacturing jobs, economists warn it could hit U.S. farmers, small businesses, and consumers the hardest. For these stories and more, go to AURN.com or follow me across social media at Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
You know, it's no surprise that Donald Trump would do the unthinkable. He signed a vile, senseless, hateful executive order to remove the ban on segregation facilities in federal contracts. Yeah, you heard me right. He wants to allow segregation. His executive order means that segregated facilities like restrooms, restaurants, and drinking fountains are okay for federal contractors if they should opt to use the policy. This takes me back to the onerous days of Jim Crow, when there were separate facilities for black and white people. I can personally attest to the hate and cruelty of such a policy. When I was a young child, I was beaten for drinking out of a water fountain designated for whites only. The segregation policy okayed by Trump is limited to federal contractors and is in essence only symbolic. Federal and state law still outlaw discrimination in the country. Even so, the Trump administration's removal of the 1965 ban against segregation in federal contractor facilities is a shot across the bow of civil rights. It is an indication of just how far the Republican president will go in his hateful effort to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion in the federal government and the private sector. In this particular case, the policy only applies to U.S. government contractors, but telling everyone, especially those spending our tax dollars, that it's okay to segregate is not okay. This is an attack on race, though Trump and his GOP allies vehemently deny that their actions are rooted in racism. To that I say to them, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. And tell Donald Trump he can take that apartheid South African racist Elon Musk back to South Africa. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
Do you know what United Way can do for you and your community? Find out by listening to United Way and You every Thursday at noon on WBOK 1230. United Way continues to fight for the most vulnerable members of the community. Find out how this Thursday and every Thursday at noon.
New Schools for New Orleans is committed to celebrating the hardworking teachers of New Orleans Public Schools. Join us at the 4th Annual NOLA Teacher Fest, sponsored by the All-State Sugar Bowl New Orleans Teacher Community. The NOLA Teacher Fest is happening Friday, May 2nd at Champion Square from 4 to 7 p.m. The fest is open to teachers, paraprofessionals, deans, coaches, counselors, and other school support staff. Visit our website to learn more and RSVP, www.newschoolsforneworleans.org.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. The number 504-582-9422. A couple of minutes here before we get off the air. I want to give you this, too. This through CNN. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has a message for any country who is planning to swiftly react to Donald Trump's tariff plan. Y'all remember, it's supposed to be Liberation Day today, right? Says, sit back, take a deep breath, don't immediately retaliate. Let's see where this goes, because if you retaliate, that's how we get escalation. Trade war depends on the country, but remember that the history of the trade is we are the deficit country. The deficit country has an advantage. They are the surplus countries. The surplus countries traditionally always lose any kind of trade escalation. And as a student of economic history or professor of economic history, I'd advise against it. The European nation, China, Japan, South Korea, Colombia, and Mexico have previously said they would respond to Trump's trade actions. And the chairman of the European Parliament International Trade Committee on today called America's new reciprocal tariffs unjustified, illegal, and disproportionate. But Bessent cautioned other countries that doing anything rash would be unwise. So, who's expected to retaliate since the day is supposed to be Liberation Day? The European Union, Mexico, Canada, China, Japan, South Korea. On these 25% tax, or what we call tariffs, and this increase. We'll see where this one goes. What you say, T-Bone? Thanks for holding.
Well, thank you. I don't feel as long-winded, but I can try to keep it short since you said that.
I know you. I had like 30 seconds before I would have had to take you and then say I got to go. But you ain't never 30 seconds, so that's why I said long-winded.
I wouldn't talk. Have some good points of view, sir. I mean, come on.
Don't get mad, Twan. You're going to be all right. What you got?
Ain't no Twan here. What you talking about, Willis?
What you got?
Well, real talk. Okay. In terms of Miss LaToya Cantrell, I know, many times I've been eloquent on this program, but let me just say it like this. Leave our TT alone. She about to get out of office. Why y'all keep doing these stupid things to sit up there and get political points? It's not scoring points with voters. Y'all are pissing us off. And the more that y'all do it, the less capital you get with us.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to know is how you're going to fix the problems of the city. City council members who are planning on running for mayor and all the others. I'm talking to you, Miss Helena Moreno, who's sitting up there as the forerunner, so to speak. I'm talking to you, J.P. Morale. I'm talking to you, Brother O.T. All of y'all that's on that council. How are you going to fix the problems? Put aside what y'all got an issue with RTT. Let's deal with what's going on with the Big Easy, the economics issue, the education issue, the problem with blighted houses, The problem with not investing in parts of the city since Katrina. Let's deal with the real issues, y'all. Okay? As for Captain Trump, why are we surprised? And I'm not going to buy anything that Treasury Secretary of his says, because guess what? While Trump has been throwing it out there that that's what he's going to do, how does he know these other countries ain't figured out how to set up trade already without us? I mean, come on. Any leader that's worth their salt has to deal with trade to have business for their country. And they have somebody dealing with commerce, dealing with economics, just like we do. How does he know that the EU, China, Canada, and Mexico ain't worked things out amongst themselves? Because, see, they know what Trump is trying to do. He's trying to draw that America represents. However, if they unify their efforts, they could throw two birds in the air at this whole country. Look at how big China is in the market right now. Look at what the EU represents. Look at what we get from Canada and Mexico. And examine this. If he keeps going forward with it, each taxpayer could stand to pay an additional $3,400 per household a year. Does that make economic sense?
For
Put
him?
those numbers together for yourself.
For him?
Does it make sense for us to pay another $3,000 because of Trump?
Nope. Does it also make us want to pay an extra $15,000, $20,000 for the price of a new vehicle?
Exactly. That's the first thing that's about to go up tomorrow.
Yep.
Auto prices.
Yep.
How many people want to upgrade their ride?
Yep.
How many people have a family of more than 4 that have to drive an SUV like me? Consider that for a second. How many farmers are hurting right now? My wife showed me a thread the other day about Nebraska, yelling about why nobody cares about Nebraska farmers. You guys voted for this.
Because Nebraska farmers are the ones that said, hey, we want to be those farmers that are doing mass potatoes, grains, those different things that they ship overseas, but the government stopped paying them for it. So they're sitting on those crops right now with no money coming in.
And guess who's behind that?
You are exactly right, my friend.
And who voted for him?
They did.
And I mean this when I say this, and I'm going to make you understand why I say this. They say everybody that don't vote Republican, that's not conservative, or bleeding heart liberals.
Yep.
So guess what? Yeah. My ass bleeds for you.
All right, my friend, I got to...
All right, y'all.
I'll talk to you later.
Stay up, y'all.
All right. All right, brother, that's going to wrap things up for me. Appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation on today. Whatever you do, safely and carefully is the way we want you to do it. Carrie and Arnie coming up next. Y'all take care. We are headed over to the West Bank for the Millage Conversation. Millage Conversation happening today over at the Auditorium on Federal City. We'll see y'all over there.